Okay guys, so now that you're done with sewing the elastic to the top, I know I had said to do it to the bottom the same way, but I decided to change the technique because as I was doing the dress, I found an easier way to do it. So we're gonna put this aside for the meantime. We're gonna get to the bottom half of your dress. Now make sure you already have your fabric for the bottom part cut, you know, to the length that you need it and the width. So, you know, depending on your waist measurement, and because you're gonna want this to be kind of flowy or whatever, this is a nice mesh with embroidered floral print. It's very, very pretty, and it's sheer. My client's waist was 33.5 inches. So when I cut out the width of this fabric, it was way bigger than 33.5 inches. I can't remember just yet. I think, let me see. It was about 50 to 60 inches wide or something. And it doesn't matter because what you're gonna do is, after you cut it out, you're gonna cut out way more than the width of your waist part. And then you'll take this to the sewing machine, and then you're gonna do a straight stitch. We're gonna do what's called the gather technique, where because it's way bigger than your waist, you're gonna take it to your sewing machine on a straight stitch. You're going to stitch on the widest number, which on my machine it was a 5, and then you're gonna stitch all the way across the waist. So then you will have strings left over. I've already done it, that's why I'm not doing it on camera to save time. When you finish, you're gonna leave some of the string out, and what you're gonna do is because you sewed it so wide, you're gonna be able to just pull the string, and the fabric will automatically begin to scrunch up and gather, so that you can have it all together. So do that, and I'll tell you the next step. Okay guys, so now when you're done with your gathering step, you can go ahead, because remember, this is a maternity dress for the sake of having a photo shoot. So you're gonna want to have this front part open. I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna hold it open because the point of it is you wanna have this open so that the belly, the baby belly, can pop out. So when you have the dress like around the waist, the front part is gonna remain open so that you can see the beautiful baby's belly. So these sides here, where it's open, you're just gonna take that, fold it over twice. I've already done it, and you can do a straight stitch all the way down from the waist all the way down the length of your skirt. You do that on both sides. Now the way my fabric was, I used the fabric where I didn't have to cut the ending, so I didn't even have to hem. But if you didn't do that, if you don't have the type of fabric that was like that, depending on the dimensions, then you would hem your bottom by folding it over one time, folding it over again, and stitching around on a straight stitch. And so now for the waist part, after you've done your gather, you want to add elastic. Now you want to cut the elastic already according to your waist size, a little bit smaller because it's going to stretch obviously to the waist size that you have. I've already done that. I took it to my sewing machine, the elastic. What I did was I placed the elastic onto the sheer fabric. You're going to pull on the elastic, not the sheer fabric. Pull onto the elastic. First you're going to make a stitch to connect it. Then as you're sewing, you're doing it on a zigzag so it can stretch. You're pulling the fabric, the elastic, and then as you do that while you're sewing, the sheer fabric will begin to scrunch up along with the elastic, and you do that all the way across. Make sure to back stitch both times before you start the stitch and when you end, so that the stitch doesn't come apart. So you'll have the elastic already around. So now the next part is we're going to connect our strapless top to the bottom. So I'm going to come, after you do all that, go do that now, and I'll show you the next step. Okay guys, so I went ahead and added on the top to the bottom piece to save camera time. But to do that, all you would do is from the open part of the dress, you would bring it the bottom part to the top, stitch one side here, or what you could do is pin both sides so that you could find the center part, because remember you have two side seams, so you want this opening to be in the center. So once you've determined where the center is and you pin that part in place, and you could kind of pin it as you go along, but you know it has elastic, so you're gonna want to be pulling your elastic so that this top part can scrunch up along with the elastic. So you're gonna sew it on a zigzag stitch all the way around, and that's it, because you've already hemmed everything like I told you. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the mannequin so you could see how it is, and hopefully my client will send me some of the pictures, because obviously she's gonna take pictures in this beautiful dress, and I will share that with you. This is so pretty. I want to make one for myself. Of course it's not gonna have this opening, but I'm inspired to make me a dress that's similar, because this fabric is so beautiful. Let me show it to you on the mannequin, and if you do this tutorial, please share the video with me and send me pictures. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Also, this dress will be available on my website. If it's not this exact fabric, it will be something similar. Etsy.com/shop/Kharyzma for you. Stay tuned for pictures.
What's up, world? Let's get it poppin' with CC Mixer. It's your boy Jeff Williams. Word. What's up, young world? It's Jeff Williams.
And Jay Lang.
You're listening to CC Mixer.
Where it's always in the
Composure on the inside, ulcer on the outside. Footsteps tap cool.